Michael, this is a very sprawling company at this point. I don't know if it's a consumer company, a web company, a grocery company, or a streaming service, or what. What are you expecting to hear tomorrow?
Oh, I think that all that investors should care about is whether we're going to see another quarter of kind of slow growth, and I think that's what we're going to get. They guided to growth of 6 billion at the high end this quarter on 127 billion base. So I think we kind of expect about the same this next quarter, about 6 billion, and you throw Prime Day in there, that adds about 4 or 5 billion. So they really should guide to that. I'm not sure they will. I think the economy's fine. I think that consumers are feeling more confident buying more stuff, but I think Amazon is extraordinarily cautious. I expect kind of a wimpy guide, and the stock has just ripped this year. You've seen it up over 30%. I think it probably takes a breather for a week or two. I think we get into next quarter, and then things start to turn around and really, really improve for them. But they are, in fact, a consumer retailer.
Yeah.
They're really good at it. They use tech to do.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about the consumer side. We're showing some images right now of the latest reporting that we have about them sort of overhauling that grocery business. I mean, that merger, or that acquisition, I should say, of Whole Foods, it left a lot of people scratching their heads a few years ago when they did it. What is the strategy there right now on groceries?
I think the strategy initially came from Bezos, who's not particularly overly involved day to day. But back then, I think they were looking for refrigerated distribution centers. So I think that they bought Whole Foods at a time when they were failing, badly at Amazon Fresh, at home grocery delivery. They were trying to charge you an incremental, $15 a month for grocery delivery. When they got Whole Foods, the thought was they'd be able to deliver from the Whole Foods market. They actually never executed on that. They actually ended up building refrigerated distribution centers around the country just to make it easier for them to consolidate. And so now they're stuck with this grocery chain that brings in a good customer. It's probably 90 plus overlap with Prime customers, so really good synergies. And they kind of failed to exploit that. They went after Amazon Go and Amazon Fresh retail stores instead of branding them as Whole Foods Express, which everybody would have understood and recognized the quality. So much like Musk at X, who is completely destroying a brand by ignoring it, I think Andy Jassy at Amazon is ignoring the Whole Foods brand and allowing it to wither. I think he could really do something with Whole Foods Express, and he's not exploiting that.
Michael, what's amazing is we're having this conversation about Amazon. I don't think I've heard you say artificial intelligence once, which is, of course, the buzzword around everything tech these days. How are you thinking about in Amazon and AI?
Yeah, I mean, I am artificial intelligence, so please discount me to say. Look, AI's been around forever. When you type a text and it recommends a word or it respells your word, that's AI. Amazon's been using that and machine learning forever. And, they're probably not ahead of everybody else. Microsoft's probably a bit ahead. Google might be a bit ahead. They're going to use that. And I think, they can exploit that in a number of ways. But probably cloud management is the biggest opportunity. And again, we're not going to see it. We're not going to understand it. People are really the new buzzword is generative AI, where you're creating a document. Amazon doesn't care about that. That is completely irrelevant to their business. It's really more understanding consumer behavior and what we're looking for next, and then pushing out an ad or an email to us to get us to make that purchase. And they're really good at it. They remember everything you've ever done, and they come after you and remind you to do it again and again. So I think that because of their relationship with the consumer, they and Google are probably in the best position to exploit AI because they touch consumers. Microsoft is a distant third with much better tech.